In today's world, we are constantly faced with difficult choices. In particular, decisions related to work and human relationships, whether to continue or take a new path, often weigh heavily on our hearts. In such times, the teachings of the Buddha, born in India around 2,500 years ago, still offer profound insight for our modern lives. Number one, dukkha. Facing suffering is not running away. There is unavoidable suffering in life. But this suffering has a cause, and there is also a path to its end. Wanting to quit might not be an act of escape, but rather a vital signal from your heart. The Buddha did not deny suffering instead. He encouraged us to face it fully. The first of the Four Noble Truths, which form the foundation of Buddhism, is the truth of suffering, dukkha, the recognition that suffering exists. This is not a pessimistic teaching. Rather, it is a hopeful one. By understanding suffering clearly, we begin to see the path out of it. In modern society, we often feel silent, pressure to stay positive and never complain, but the Buddha taught differently. He urged us to accept our pain and quietly examine its true nature. This is the first step toward real healing. When you're struggling with workplace relationships, exhausted by overtime, or doubting your abilities, these forms of suffering are not signs of weakness. Instead, they are your inner voice saying something isn't right. Listening to that voice is crucial. Try writing down what exactly is painful. Is it something in your environment, your own expectations or assumptions? Putting it into words turns vague distress into something concrete. And concrete problems always have solutions. Number two, dependent origination. Everything has a cause. All phenomena arise due to causes and conditions. You ended up at your current job and want to leave it not by chance, but through a buildup of conditions. By remembering this, you can shift focus from should I quit or not to what are the causes and conditions I'm standing in now? The concept of dependent origination, pratityasamutpada, teaches that nothing arises in isolation. Everything is the result of interconnected causes. The suffering you feel, the situation you're in, all were created by various overlapping conditions. Understanding this helps you see things more clearly. Instead of thinking, why is this happening to me? You begin to calmly ask, what brought about this situation? Stress at work likely stems from a mix of factors: compatibility with your boss, workload, workplace culture, skill set, personal life, health, and more. There's never just one cause. Think about what you've gained from your current job. Maybe you've learned technical skills, built relationships, gained industry knowledge, or discovered your strengths and weaknesses. These are valuable assets for your next step. Also consider, what kind of work do you truly want? A higher salary? Meaningful tasks? Better work-life balance? Growth opportunities? Clarifying your values helps you seek the right conditions going forward. And what do you need to create those better conditions? Skill development? A new network? Inner growth? By understanding the law of dependent origination, you can proactively prepare for the future you want. Number three, anicca, everything changes. All that arises also ceases. Nothing remains the same. Your suffering, your job environment, your feelings, they will not last forever. So there's no need to believe you must endure forever either. The teaching of impermanence, anicca, contains some of the Buddha's deepest wisdom. We often feel that the present situation, especially when painful, will never end, or that happiness should last forever. But in truth, everything is always changing. Workplace dynamics change too. A strict boss may be transferred. New colleagues may shift the atmosphere. Company policies, the industry, and even you will change. Understanding impermanence helps in two ways. First, you can let go of your attachment to current suffering. Second, you can welcome new options without fear of change. The thought I have no choice but to endure this forever contradicts impermanence. Everything changes. The real question is, will you wait for change passively, or will you initiate change yourself? Pause and consider your pace. You don't need to rush to make a decision. Take time to listen to your inner voice. Explore options and move forward at your own rhythm. The idea that things must always stay the same is an illusion. Staying at the same company isn't always virtuous. Quitting isn't always wrong. What matters is choosing your path consciously and taking responsibility for it. Number 4, the middle way, a life without extremes. Avoid indulgence and self-mortification. Walk the balanced path. When torn between quitting or enduring, it's easy to think in extremes. But the Buddha taught that liberation comes not through drastic choices, but through the middle way, a path of balance. Before his enlightenment, the Buddha practiced extreme self-denial, nearly starving himself, but it didn't bring wisdom. Nor did his earlier life of royal luxury. What led to awakening was the discovery of a balanced approach, the middle way. This wisdom applies well to today's work life. It's not just a choice between keep working no matter what, or quit immediately. There are many options in between. Maybe you can request a transfer, take a leave of absence, search for a new job while continuing at your current one, shift to part-time, become a freelancer, or start your own venture. Flexibility is part of the middle way. What kind of working style allows your mind and body to stay healthy? One that doesn't seek perfection to the point of burnout, nor completely abandon responsibility. Sustainable work means maintaining some challenge without losing yourself. The middle way also involves a time perspective. You don't need the perfect answer now. Gradual steps toward improvement are valid too. Start with small changes and steadily move closer to your ideal. Number 5, metta. Don't forget compassion for yourself. Love yourself just as you love others. Are you harshly judging yourself, thinking you're weak or lazy for wanting to quit? The Buddha emphasized the importance of compassion for oneself. Instead of scolding yourself, say kindly, "You've done your best to come this far." Metta, or loving kindness, is central to Buddhism. Yet many of us are far more kind to others than we are to ourselves. We can't forgive our own mistakes or accept our own weaknesses, and we constantly criticize ourselves. The Buddha understood how destructive this self-criticism can be. It doesn't solve anything, but developing compassion for ourselves leads to calmer, wiser decisions. The thought, maybe I'm just being weak, often comes from social norms. Working hard is noble, endurance is strength, complaining is shameful. But these values are not absolute truths. Think about the path you've already walked. What hardships have you faced? What efforts have you made? What have you learned? Even if it's not perfect, you've kept moving forward. Say to yourself, you've made it this far. Good job. Accept that your current pain and confusion are part of your growth process. Compassion is an indulgence. It's the mindset that allows for honest self-reflection and wise decision-making. Harsh self-judgment often leads to impulsive or extreme choices. But when we treat ourselves with kindness, we're more likely to make thoughtful, constructive decisions. Here is a message for those who are struggling. There is not only one path. A path is made by walking it with heart. Quitting isn't bad. Enduring isn't always good. The Buddha didn't focus on which path you take, but rather how you choose it and with what kind of heart you walk it. There is no single right answer in life. Even if two people make the same choice, their outcomes will differ. What matters is that you choose based on your own values. Take responsibility and walk your path with sincerity. To apply the Buddha's teachings today, begin by listening to your heart, not the expectations of others or society, but your inner wisdom. Whatever choice you make, it will bring learning. If it goes well, it becomes a success. If it doesn't, it becomes a valuable experience. Either way, it helps you grow. Your current struggle is not a bad thing. It is an important time of reflection that can lead to a better life. Don't rush. At your own pace, guided by the Buddha's wisdom, find the path that is right for you. Accept suffering. Understand its causes. Embrace change. Avoid extremes. Show compassion to yourself. With these 5 perspectives, you'll begin to see the path that's best for you. The road is created by the one who walks it. The path you walk with heart is the right path for you. I sincerely hope that peace and joy find their way to your heart. If today's talk has brought even a small light into your life, I am truly grateful. With a heart full of compassion, I wish you a beautiful day. May your heart become richer and more peaceful through the Buddha's teachings.